Northamptonshire Carers How to Make a Memory Box. All of the information that we're going to talk about today is on our website www.northamptonshire-carers.org. Hopefully you'll find this video helpful in how to make a memory box or a photo album or a scrapbook, which is what we're going to talk about later on, and it can be as big or as small as you want it to be. The important thing with a memory box is that we know what the person likes, we know who they are, and we know what they don't like. So we don't want to tap into any bad memories. This is all about good memories. It's important to get the family involved as well. If you want to get your grandchildren involved, that's great. Or it can just be a one-to-one personal thing. The memory box is as big or as small as you want it to be. So this is an example of a box that you can get from the supermarket with a lid on it. But some people, their box gets bigger and bigger and bigger because it can be really, really good fun. The important thing is that we know who that person is, we know what they like, and we try and tap into that. What the memory box can do is it can also be a very calming thing. So if somebody is having a particularly bad day, you can get the memory box out and they can fiddle about with what's in there, and invariably it will calm that person down or make them very happy. It would also be a good tool for communication. So if somebody visits the home, family, friends, maybe not in the current time, but if they do and there's no conversation, sometimes get the box out or the book out and it will instigate some of that conversation. So you can do lots of themes around books. We will upload this list onto our website, and on there is ideas of how you can put a box together which might be around childhood, it might be around holidays, sweets, food, that kind of thing, or it might just be a generic one. What is good to have is things that are very tactile, things that are sensory, things that are very good to sort of fiddle about with, especially if you have somebody that has idle hands. Thinking about smells, we don't actually forget our emotional memories. We may forget facts that are associated with memories, but we don't forget our emotional memories. And with that comes things like smell. So if we think about our favourite perfume and we smell it, suddenly we're transported back to when we used to go out with our loved ones or we used to go dancing. You can also buy things that are there to promote memories as well. So things that have rosemary or lavender in them, and they are supposed to do something in the brain that promote memories. If you think about themes, you might want to do a theme around what that person used to like as their hobbies. So for example, sewing. This is a sewing memory box. As you can see, it's got a Singer sewing machine on there, and it's actually got lots of buttons inside. But when we're talking about things that are tactile, we can look at things like cotton reels. So we can still do that with the cotton reel. If somebody used to knit, they may not be able to knit anymore, but they can still wind the wool. Don't put things in there like knitting needles and scissors, because sharp objects is probably not a good idea, but you can still put, ribbon. There's nothing better than playing with ribbon. It's very tactile. When you go around charity shops, you will find things like this, which is good, because what it means is they're usually quite cheap to buy, and actually it doesn't matter if they get crumpled up, it doesn't matter, you can get more. Often people will donate things like this, so dress patterns is a good thing. And another way to reminisce is by buying magazines that are specifically about older music. You can buy magazines around sort of jazz or rock and roll, so that's a good way to reminisce. Toys is a good theme. I would always put my doll in my memory box. She comes with me everywhere, so it's worth thinking about toys. Some people maybe used to make model aircraft. They may not be able to do that anymore, but it doesn't matter. You can still put some of those things in there. Some of the toys are very tactile. If you're thinking about holidays, maybe put some holiday souvenirs in there, old postcards with the stamps on them. Maybe ask the children to write you some postcards when they go on their holidays. Those things can go in your memory box or the scrapbook, which we'll get onto in a moment. Thinking about food is always a good one because it taps into the senses, but it also makes us reminisce. If we think about our favourite sweets as a child, we may like jelly babies, but we may remember going to the sweet shop with our little white bag and getting the sweets. So again, think about sweets and things that perhaps people can have as a treat, because if you put things like that in the memory box, before you know it, people are remembering that they used to have those as a child. While we're talking about doing things with the hands, if somebody used to put the hair in rollers, it's quite a good idea to put the rollers in there. It doesn't matter if they don't do it anymore, they might suddenly start to put the hair in rollers, the same way that a woman might start to put, or a man might start to put lipstick on. You know, it's not the end of the world if they make a mess of it. It actually doesn't matter, it's about being in the moment. You can buy specific packs around reminiscence. I've got here lots of paraphernalia from the 1960s childhood, which includes, you know, things around model trains, Action Man. There's a lot of things that you can buy like that. This one is from the 1970s, so it gives you lots of conversational things around favourite television programmes, as well as an original Argos catalogue. So you can buy lots of things, but you don't have to, because a lot of this stuff you can get from charity shops or you've got around the home. One of the good things that a lot of people do when it comes to reminiscence is photographs. Photographs is one of those things that will instantly transport us. You don't have to remember who the person is in the picture. It actually doesn't matter. It's about feeling that they're still there or that you remember that time. A lot of people tell us that they have their photos in the loft or in cupboards. Try and find time to get them out and put them into albums. They don't have to be in chronological order, but it's nice just to have them there that people can flick through, especially the old black and white ones. So that's a good idea as well. You can also be very creative, and a lot of supermarkets or online do this, where you can make a book. It's a nice cloth book, and you can put all your photos in there and even upload pictures from the children, you know, or grandchildren. You can do that as well. So there's lots of ways you can reminisce. The Alzheimer's Society put together a fact sheet which is around making a life history book. Again, make sure you know who that person is, you know, not put any bad memories in there. Make sure you know more about them. And it kind of lends itself to being a biography or an autobiography. And not only is this good for the person to do, but it's also nice for the family to read. So that's quite a nice one to do as well. And then finally, if you want to be really creative, you can put together a scrapbook, and this can be really, really good fun. And again, you get all the family involved. This can be about memories. It can also be about the here and now. So for example, you can put pictures in there of your favourite animals, you know, pets that we used to have or that you've still got. You can put buttons in there, you can glue leaves in there. If you go for a walk, put the leaf in there. You can also buy some of these lovely stickers. So this one, for example, is around birds. So if someone likes bird watching, you might want to put those in there. You can buy stickers that have lovely sayings in them as well. So it can be very nice for someone to flick through that, but also to put it together. And then you can buy these wonderful metallic pens, basically make everything stick out, so you can put glitter in them. You can really go to town on the scrapbooks. So that's just a little idea of what you can do in terms of reminiscence. It's not just about the memory box, it's not just about photo albums. You know, think outside of the box. You can do lots of different creative ways of reminiscing. So have a think about it. If you want any more information, please have a look at our website, and please don't hesitate to call us if you want any more support. Thank you.